Good day and good tidings. I hope you're in a graceful flow this week. This will be a Trecena reflection for May 25th through June 1st. So we'll get you through the next 8 days, the last 8 days of the month. So we are entering a new Trecena called Ik, which is the Nawal of wind. It's the air element and the breath of life. Wind, Trecena is a time to open up our windows and to get outside and get that fresh air and connect to, creative insights and inspirations, connect to, a fresh perspective and an open-mindedness. So air is very expansive, right? And the wind carries seeds and sounds, and so this can be a very expansive time where we are flowing, flowing in good ways, and also this could be a wonderful time to create a breathing practice, a consistent breath practice where, every day we're taking that pause and taking time to breathe, taking time to be still and, sweep through and clear out. Okay, because wind wants to sweep through and to clear out and to freshen up. So it's important that we're getting that fresh air, always, but especially at this time, so that we can, really have more of a sound mind, more of a clear mind when we're getting that, fresh air, and when we're consciously taking the time to breathe deeper and to, take a breath before speaking and to, deepen into that, we do make better decisions, and we do clear the mind. We're able to have a clarity that informs our actions and informs our communications. So wind, Trecena, is a good time to clear the air amongst friends and family and amongst humanity. It's a good time to speak your truth and to also listen to what others have to say and really have that clear channel, of listening and sharing and speaking to the things that are on our heart. And so if you need to have a conversation with someone, this could be a good time to just consider that conversation, and consider how to speak with compassion, how to speak with how to speak creatively, how to really have that higher, fresh perspective that allows us to speak clearly and articulately, and to really let allow for the clearing and that clarifying energy to come through and to really wipe the slate clean. It's a great time to clear out the mental clutter and to adopt a meditation practice. The more that we deepen into our breath, the more alive and vibrant we feel, right? The more refreshed we are. And so may we purify ourselves each day through some deep breathing and connecting to this element as an important ally. So thank you, wind, for holding this Trecena of time this next 13 days. So the second day of this Trecena is Akbal. And this is a beautiful time, a magical time between dusk and dawn. So it embodies the night, and it embodies those transitional in-between times, okay? So So that dusk is, the in-between the day and the night. And then the dawn represents awakening. Okay, so we allow ourselves the time to settle with the dusk, and through the night we allow ourselves to settle and to allow for that restoration and that renewal and that deep rest that allows us to awaken feeling renewed. And so Akbal embodies all of these qualities. And so again, taking the time for rest, taking the time to settle ourselves and to come into the breath, okay? And to dream. Akbal is about dreaming. And so this is a beautiful time for creative visualization, and certainly using the breath to help inspire us, okay? Respiration is inspiration. So may we be inspired to sit with our dreams and to allow our dreams to be breathed, okay, with our loving awareness. So thank you, Akbal. The third day of the Trecena moves us into Kan, and this is the seed or the net. Okay, this is the planting and the harvest. It is the net that we gather the harvest with. It's the web around us, the web that we have woven with our family and friendships and our connections. It's the web all around us. And so the third tone represents really an inward journey and the ability to honor that inner realm, the inner life, and what seeds are we planting inside in the heart. What are your heart's dream seeds? What are you desiring, and how can you breathe into that and really breathe into that inner experience of planting a seed and being willing to tend to that seed and to nourish that seed. Kan Kan has that exponential potential of 1 grain 10,000. But this isn't an active placement in the Trecena. This is a very inward placement. So this could be about an inner prayer that you have for the seed of your heart, And sitting with that through contemplation, meditation, reflection, and bringing that breath in, because this is the wind Trecena. And we move into tone 4. The fourth day represents stability, represents foundation. This is the physical plane, and this is where we really land into the Trecena. Okay, we find our footing here. And it's an interesting place to find our footing because here is serpent, okay? And don't let that scare you. Serpent represents our vital life force essence, our Koyopa, which is lightning in the blood. This is our Kundalini, and we need that prana, right? We need the breath to really kindle our inner fire and that energy, right? So serpent reminds us to be kindled, reminds us to have strong digestion, and to make sure we're getting those enzymes and fermented foods, and make sure that on the physical plane we're really connecting to our energy, our life force, our we need to be kindled, and we do that through food, we do that through exercise, we do that through movement. Serpent is a nawal of movement, and this can be so graceful and effortless. She is held by earth, right? And this fourth tone is very stabilizing. And so here the serpent is able to really be kindled by the wind, right? The breath, it fuels the fire, fans the flames. So thank you, Serpent. Let's see, day 5, we have the World Bridger, which is the Nawal of death and rebirth. This can, this day can represent our fears. It can represent challenges and struggle and strife, but it can also represent the revelations and the aha moments and epiphanies that allow us to, transcend and to transform our fears into, we transform our obstacles into, the blessings that help us to overcome, right? The stepping stones. So we honor Simi Kame. Okay, Simi Kame is this energy of death and rebirth, and it can show us where our fears are coming up. And wind can be a turbulent time. Wind can bring on the hurricane. It can bring on this raging force that can really like sweep us off our feet and blow us over. And so tone 5 really shows us the work that needs to get done, shows us where we need to do some work, roll up our sleeves and really face things, face reality. And here the death and rebirth Nawal is one of transformation. So it asks us, what are your deepest fears, and what kind of work do I need to do to overcome these fears, and to really see all of our obstacles as stepping stones, and to see that death is the perfect complement to life, and what needs to die away, what needs to be composted, so that we can really fertilize the earth of our lives and thrive. Okay, transformation. What would that look like? What would that feel like? To have, such powerful alchemy in your life. We move into tone 6, the 6th day of the Trecena. Here we have Manique. Manique reminds us to get out into the woods and the wilderness, reminds us to come into balance with the 4 bodies, which is the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual body. Okay, deer has 1 foot in each of the 4 directions and is said to be one of the most balanced of the Nawals. And so thank you, Manique, for holding up the 6th tone, which represents the 4 directions again, but with the added blessing of Earth Mother and Sky Father supporting. So it's this 6-fold support on tone 6, and deer, which is such a supportive, strong, the sacred buck. It's the protector of the Earth Mother. And so deer reminds us to get into nature and to honor the Earth Mother, to feel her beneath your feet and feel that balance, that rebalancing that comes through earthing and through rewilding ourselves, and we want to get that fresh air too, right? This is reminding us to really take a breath out in nature, and to give thanks for the beauty and the bounty and the blessings that come from earth. And this energy moves us into 7, the 7th day, which is Lamat. And Lamat is about celebration. Lamat is the 4 colors of corn. Lamat is also the harvest. Okay, it represents abundance and more than plenty, more than enough for everyone. And it's a time to honor all of the beauty, bounty, and blessings that are in our lives, and that may we really land into that. The seventh day is considered the the apex of the pyramid, and it has a vantage point, a viewpoint. It sees behind us and sees what's up ahead, and it can be a time to make a decision, okay? And to make a decision not through a scarcity mindset, and not through you know feeling lack, but from a place of joyousness and deep gratitude for all of the opportunities that we have around us. And Lamat is considered one of the most auspicious of the Nawales, and it is the very heart of this Trecena of wind. Okay, so we want to keep coming back to that element and to the breath. And here at the center of wind, may we take a breath and celebrate joyfully all that we've been given. The food on our table, and the friendships, and so many blessings that we cannot begin to count. This is considered a golden time, and a beautiful day to really, it's like a day of Thanksgiving. Okay, so a day to be generous, but to not to overtax yourself, to easefully, gracefully, and graciously be generous as you're able, without burning out. Just effortless joy and celebration is on the menu for that day. And Lamat brings us into Muluk, and the 8th day is the holy day of the Trecena. Okay, this is the day to light a candle, to create an altar space, to make a prayer. Is a day to pause in stillness and silence, and to offer up our presence to the Great Spirit, the Great Mystery. And here we have Muluk, okay? And Muluk is about the ceremonial fires. Muluk is a nawal of fire, but also of water, in terms of the cleansing rains. And so we offer these ceremonial fires so that the rains will come, and we give thanks for the rains through the fire. And we can offer up our prayers on a Muluk day. It represents the sacred offering. And so what are you offering right now? What is your holy sacred offering? What are your prayers at this time? What brings you into a sense of holiness and a sense of the sacred? What are the practices and is it sage? Is it, offering, food and water to ancestors? Is it, what are the different practices you have that are part of your offering? This could be reading a poem, singing a song, sharing, really our breath, right? The breath of life through ceremony, through ritual and reverence. And this can be very simple, or it can be elaborate and deeply, planned and thought out. And there's so much beauty and potential on an 8th day for spontaneity. If you want to just kind of let it flow and let it unfold. There's not one right way or wrong way to invite and to welcome the holiness. Okay, holiness comes from this wholeness, this idea of wholeness and wholesomeness. And so 8 has this wholesome quality, this very balanced and held quality. So we can land into this sacred space in a beautiful way. And I would invite you to, consider what you would like to offer to the fire. Maybe you want to have a fire outside and burn some letters, or you want to burn some old journals, or you want to burn up some beautiful dried flowers, or a bouquet of kindling that you have arranged artfully. There are so many ways to explore sacred offering. And think about the mandalas that the Buddhist monks create. They spend their time and energy creating these masterful, intricate art pieces that are then blown away by the wind. And so, this 8th holy day of Muluk is really about what do we want to offer up in a holy way and in a wholesome way. So I would invite you to think on these many concepts, and to be creative with them. Use your breath, sit with them, breathe into these ideas, and I hope that they feel inspiring and encouraging and supportive. I will be sharing a continuation of this Trecena later in the week. So we've explored days 1 through 8. So I suppose the next time around we'll look at days 9 through 13. And I would just love to hear back from you, how you're feeling about these reflections. And again, my deepest prayer is that they are supportive and encouraging for you. Sending so much love and aloha and blessings during this wind Trecena. May you come into your breath and deepen into your full breath, and really be nourished by fresh and creative insights and inspirations. May you have a fresh perspective and a sense of clarity, sense of clear mindedness and open-mindedness at this time. So much love to you. And if you're curious about exploring your natal Trecena or your Mayan cross, I would love to share a one-on-one reading with you. They usually take between an hour and a half to 2 hours. And that depends on how many questions you have and how deep you want to go. But it's a wonderful way to see yourself in a fresh light and with a new perspective. So it can be a lot of fun. And all right. Many blessings today and always. Thanks for tuning in.